Hi, Simply Mums. Welcome back to Simply Mums. As always, we're here to empower women, empower mothers, empower families. And today, we have a guest called Ngozi. Yay! Welcome, Ngozi. She's going to introduce herself.
Okay, hi viewers. My name is Ngozi, as you've heard, Ngozi Afam, and I'm a mom of 3 adult children.
Wow.
I'm foster mom currently to a 14-year-old boy.
Wow.
I know. And I help lead a group of single moms who call herself Walk With Me, because it's all about being on a journey together, walking that journey and supporting each other.
Yeah.
Amongst other hats.
Wow.
I think let's leave
She
it there.
has so many hats. She has so many hats as you've had, but she's also a mentor. She mentors women as well, and many other things that she'll talk about as we go along. Because you wear all these hats. How were you before all this happened?
Well, before this hat, starting from the mom hats, I was just Ngozi, last of 8 children.
Oh wow.
Yes. Grew up with my aunt. So it's almost like a foster system, because I didn't grow up with my parents.
Yeah. But
it was because she asked for me and I wanted to be with her, because we had a very close bond from when I was born. So that's it really. But I was very, very close to my parents as well. Growing up, I never felt like, I was rejected or not wanted. If anything, I felt extra special because I had those 2 homes, And our house was always full of cousins that I later found were not really cousins, not related. My dad was a pastor, so we always had people in and out of the house.
Okay.
So that was me.
Kid
I'm a pastor's kid.
Same here.
Oh,
my husband.
Oh, wow. We're in good company then. Yeah.
Let's talk about fostering. Fostering is not an easy thing. So, what stirred your heart into saying yes to it?
Well, like I said, growing up, my parents always had foster kids, what we call foster kids. In the African setting, don't really call it fostering, But because of the nature of my dad's jobs, a lot of times he got to know situations where families were struggling, either through, emotional or financial or, death or whatever. Yeah. So we were always taking in kids for a space of time. And it wasn't until I lost my dad, really, and this was me. I was an adult by then. I think I was about 23, 24, where that happened, that I got to know a lot more about my father's story through other people giving their testimonies about the impact he had on their life. And that's when I realized that, that cousin, it's actually not a cousin. It was just someone that my dad helped. Yeah. So I think that was the first stirring in my heart, seeing the impact it had on other people's life, to think, this is something I would like to do. And again, when my mom died, because after my dad died, I started asking my mom questions, and then found out how far-reaching, both of them had done. It was something I thought, I can do this. Help someone else, help a child, help a family through. And that's where the initial stirrings came from.
When you say in Africa we foster, but we don't really call it fostering. I can see it now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see it now. Like, we have lots of relatives growing up at home, and like they're your brothers and sisters and cousins, and that's it. So what is it about fostering that people romanticize, but it really isn't?
I think a lot of times people think, get this traumatized child, bring them into a loving, stable home, and that will fix everything. The reality, that's not the case, because it took a journey for them to get to where they are, and it's going to take a journey to bring them out the other side. The reality is that sometimes the child can be resentful because they've been taken away from their family. don't forget that even if the family was not working for the child, it was their family, and they've been taken away from there. So, and again, sometimes people think, oh, the child should be grateful, and providing them with this stable, loving environment. You're still not their family, and I think that's quite common sometimes. Kids, you're not my mom.
Yes, they do that.
Oh yeah, they do. And then the next minute it's like, mom, But yeah, that's the child might feel rejected, or they've been rejected. They've gone through so many homes before coming to you. And you don't think that because they've come to you and you've got a home, you've got a room for them, then they should be happy. Sometimes they push you away because they don't know how long am I going to be here before I'm kicked out again. So they do come with a lot of emotional baggage, because they have suffered quite a, most of them have a story. If not, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah.
But also it's hard work. There's a lot of red tape. I was not prepared for that level of red tape.
Okay, so what is it like?
The training itself is quite long. The assessment is very intrusive.
Okay.
And that's something when I started, everybody kept saying, oh, I'd love to do that. I said, just be prepared. They look into every aspect of your life.
All right.
It's very, very intrusive. But also, I think one of the other challenges is that, especially when you've been a parent, a mom, a dad, you've got all this love to give a child. But it's got to be within strict legal boundaries. So you'll not necessarily have the freedom to make certain decisions.
All right.
And that can put in a lot of challenges for both you and the child. And sometimes you just feel helpless. You think, but this is common sense. But you still have to go with what the legal status is. So yeah. So
would that be for every child, or every child has different conditions?
Every child has different, they are all individual. They all come with different stories. So you need to meet each child at their point of need and understand where they're coming from, understand their story. It's something that they talk about a lot in fostering their story, the child's story, and help the child to own their story as well. Yeah, it's not all bed of roses, but it's also quite rewarding, knowing that at least for this period while the child is with you, because at the moment I do short stay emergency care, knowing that you can provide some love and support for that child for that period, and just doing the best you can.
But isn't that like, if they are staying very short periods of time with you, isn't that emotional for you?
It
like,
is.
How do you
That's
do the emotional
that's
attachment?
Exactly. That's the other side that people don't see, because you welcome this child into your life. You open up your heart, you open up your family to them, and at some point they are going to move on. But one thing I have learned is, because they've moved on from your house, doesn't have to be that they've moved on from your life. In fact, it's encouraged that you keep in contact.
Okay.
Yeah, so I still see my other foster son every now and again, and I will still phone him, and I will meet up for meals, and meet up with him and his current carer. You're still a part of their life.
Oh, that's
so
good.
They don't feel rejected. It's not another rejection for them when they have to move on. So that's that. People don't realize the impact as well.
Yeah.
On you as
Because I can't imagine, like, I look after a child and then he or she is gone.
Yeah. The goodbyes can be very difficult.
I can imagine.
Very difficult.
What's the impact? You say, like you've mentioned, it's quite impactful, rewarding. Like, how would you advise another mom out there, or woman, or who thinks they want to get into fostering? What would you tell them?
If you're thinking about it, then do it. The fact that you're thinking about it means there's something in you that you want to give, that you have to give. Just do it, is what I will say. Because yes, it might be hard, but what good thing does not require hard work? When you think
Good
about
things
it,
come with
good things
effort
come with
and work. Yeah.
Like they say, roses come with thorns. So, but
Yeah.
still do it.
As we move on to the next topic, Ngozi, we go to the same church. We've met in church. We are both women of faith. Can you talk about how your faith has carried you through difficult times?
Well, my faith is really what defines me, in the sense that I can't be who I am today if not for my faith. And it's made my journey easier. Okay. I always think of myself that I'm a single mom. I'm not a single parent, because God is the partner with the other parent in it. And my faith means that while I don't have that other person to bounce ideas with, I can pray about it and take it to a higher Father. And and in the dark times, there'll be many nights crying to God.
Tell me about it.
So that's really what defines me.
So have you ever had moments where you question your capacity to keep giving? Because you keep giving. You're giving the kids you're fostering, you're giving your own children, you're giving your work, you're giving your ministry of Walk With Me, you're giving into mentoring. You keep giving. Have you had that moment where you think, oh my God, this is just too much. I can't deal?
Many times. Several times. I think one of the things I learned, I'll say probably not that long ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, is to know when to say no. Yeah. To recognize, all right, I'm running on empty now, and to recognize that I don't have to say yes to everything. And I think when that happened, now people approach me, oh, would you do this? And okay, I'll come back to you. Let me pray about it. Let me think about it. Because I've had that moment of burnout, physically, health-wise, emotionally, and realize that I can't go back there. Yeah. Realize it's okay to say no. So that's one of the hard lessons I've had to learn. Recognize your own self, recognize the signs of if I don't stop, I'm going to burn out.
That's very true. I've been there as well. So I really understand. So when we talk about, Walk With Me, as you're supporting, you're having this ministry of Walk With Me, where you're supporting the single parents, not just single moms, single dads as well. Yeah. So what does the practical help look like? Or what does that group actually do?
Okay. So talking about Walk With Me, like Leah said, it's a ministry supporting single parents. And like the name Walk With Me says it's single parents coming along each other on that journey, being the support, because a lot of times you have to rely on yourself, and sometimes it's only someone that has walked in your shoes that understands where it pinches. Yes. So it's easier to get people alongside you that know your journey. And that's what the ministry is about, really, just being there for each other. When you talk in terms of the practical steps, and that's part of the reasons why we set it up, even something as simple as practically being there to babysit, to free up someone else, to, even if it's just, like, I'll give you a typical example. One of the moms wasn't feeling well, I think it was at some point last year, and she still has to do school run, because there's nowhere else.
Exactly.
You know, but being able to put in the group chat to say, I'm not feeling very well. Is anyone able to drop my child off at school? And another mom said, you know what, I'll drop her off for school. I'll have her for the day. Give you the time to rest and focus on you and focus on healing. That is very practical.
Wow.
That is, it sounds very simple, but it makes such a huge difference. Because in a 2-parent family, if one is feeling it, the other one just takes over, and you can lie in bed. If it's a duvet day you need, you know, you can get that. But when it's only you, you still have to get up and do it. So it's just that's what the group is there for, being able to do those practical support, but also the emotional support. You know, because as a single parent, you're constantly questioning yourself. Am I making the right decision for my child? Am I doing the right thing? You know, or have I got it wrong? You're constantly questioning yourself. You don't have another parent to share that burden with, and knowing that if you get it wrong,
the judgment that comes with that.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, so
because that person grew up in a single, they'll I think one of the sorry I cut you.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I think I was like, you're constantly worrying that if you get it wrong, the judgment that will
another
come,
single parent,
because that child grew up in a single parent home. That's why they're like that.
And that is when you're walking that path, that is so, you know, so much on your mind. I remember for me, when I started that journey, my mantra was that my children will not be another statistic. I will not be another statistic. Because already, consciously or subconsciously, people judge you and judge your kids because they come from a single parent family. I remember one of my kids, something happened in school, and it was like, oh, he's from a single parent family. I had to go into the school and say, no, you do not reassess my child's potential because he's from a single parent family. You don't put the limits on my child because he's from a single parent family. You know, view them as just another child. So you're constantly battling against that. So having another parent that you can say, look, this is the situation. What do you think about it? And because all the women in the group are all at different stages of their journey, the likelihood is that someone has walked that path. And either made the right decision or made the wrong decision. Either way, you learn from it. You know, so that's part of that support. You know.
So what about the dads? Do you have any dads in the group?
We've had a couple of dads pop in and pop out.
I think it's too many women.
I think they're overwhelmed by the number of women. We try and tell them they're welcome, but I guess they're overwhelmed by the number of women. And then I guess also that statistically, we have more single moms parenting, actively full-time parents than full-time single dads. You know. But yes, we try and encourage them. But
so if for a mom who's out there, maybe a single mom or a single dad who wants to join that group but maybe is scared or they don't come to church, how would they be able to join?
I think, and one thing is, you don't have to be a member of the church to join the group. In fact, that's one of the key things that I wanted. Make sure that there's the missional aspect of it, just helping out, you know, other single moms and dads that are out in the community. However, to join has got to be through the Elim Pentecostal Coventry Elim website, because that's where the sign up form is.
Okay. The website, the church website. Which website is that for someone who's not? They don't go to Elim, they don't know what website you're talking about. Can you just clarify that, please?
So while you don't have to be a member of the church to be part of the Walk With Me ministry, which is what it's called, to sign up, you do need to go to the Coventry Elim website. And on the events page, it's got Walk With Me. and there's the sign-up form there.
Okay.
So once they complete the form, it gets sent to us, and we would contact the person.
All right.
Yeah, so it's Coventry Elim Church.
Yeah, but as we were talking about the impact, what impact were you looking for this work with me?
The impact is that no single parent should have to walk alone. They don't have to do the journey on their own. For them to know that there is the support out there and no judgment, from support from people who have walked your footsteps or are walking through the same journey you're going through. So understand what you're going through and understand where the shoe pinches.
Okay.
But also we have one of the ladies that she's actually based in Manchester.
Okay.
Word of mouth, where a friend who is a member said to her, "Oh, you need to join this," and she contacted me and she signed up, and she's quite an active member. Okay. So sometimes it's been word of mouth as well. We do encourage other moms to invite other single moms that it's open to everyone.
Okay, so for people who are like not in Coventry, for example, around the UK, how would that be practically helpful to them?
Well, a lot of the majority of the meetings are held online.
Okay.
We meet every 2 weeks online. In summertime, we then would have practical in-person meetings, which obviously could be more difficult for those that don't live in the UK and don't have the ability to attend, which is one of the difficulties as a single parent that you face as well.
Yeah. But I guess the other benefit would be, when you think about it, if 10 women from Manchester join,
then they can
Yeah.
And it's interesting because after we started this, I was then looking for resources for something. I can't remember what topic it was. And came across this. There's actually a large organization in America that does this. Okay. And it's exactly what you've said. So they're all over the states where different people would then link up and start, So who knows where this will go?
Exactly.
But yeah.
So what you've talked about, not just children coming from foster caring system or children coming from single parent families. Generally, how would you advise a mother, a parent, to be emotionally close to their children?
I think the first thing is to be honest with your children and be honest with yourself, and set boundaries. I think when you talk about emotional connection, I can only speak from my experience in the sense that if you say you're going to be, that if you make a promise, then keep it. The child has got to learn to trust you and trust what you say.
Tell them again.
They have
say that one again.
Because if the child knows that they can trust what you say, then it gives them that sense of safety, and they know they can rely on you. And it's either way, whether it's in putting the boundaries up. When my kids were growing up, I used to say to them that they were always sure that there's one thing they would do that they would definitely know to get them into trouble. And that's if they lied to me. They could do something else like break a plate and I'll think, it's just a plate. Or, write on the walls, it's just a wall. But lie to me, they know that will definitely get them into trouble. So kids need to know the boundaries. They need to know what's expected of them as well, and they need to know what they can expect of you, and build. Just really, if you make a promise, keep it. And also realize that we are not perfect. I used to say to my kids, I'm human, I'm not perfect.
Mm.
If you make a mistake, own it
Mm.
and apologize
Mm.
and admit to the child you got it wrong.
Mm.
Because it also teaches them to own their own mistakes.
Exactly.
Teaches them to learn to apologize.
Mm.
And shows them that actually mom is human.
Yeah.
Mom can make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, the number of times I've said to my child, oh, I'm so sorry. I got that wrong.
Mm.
Please forgive me. You know.
Yeah, I guess it's in that word where they say children learn by monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
Monkey see, monkey do. So what they see you doing is what they are going to do as well.
Yes.
I see it a lot these days with a young baby here.
Mm-hmm.
You do something, even if you're just there talking and raising
You're a mirror.
He will do the same thing, even if he doesn't know what you're saying. He's like, and you're like, oh my God. So you have to be careful what you actually ask them to do, because they are seeing you.
Yeah.
If you can't keep your promises, don't expect them to keep promises.
Exactly.
So, and the trust issue is very important.
Yeah.
If your kids can't trust you, then my dear mother or father, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We need to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is a mom out there who is feeling unseen, is going through something at this moment, maybe she just became a single mother, or she's going through a certain stage in her life at the moment, what words would you just tell her to just encourage her?
I think in the first place is to step back, take a deep breath, just step back and breathe. Because when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not going to be any good for yourself or for your children, And then also realize that you're not superhuman. We try to be strong for our kids, be this, strong, independent woman for our kids, which is all good. But also let your kids know you're human, and let yourself know you're human. Give yourself some grace. I think it's really important that we give ourselves grace as parents, not just single moms or single dads. But just give yourself some grace. Know that, yes, sometimes I can get sometimes I can get tired, and I'm allowed to be tired. I'm allowed to be sick. I'm allowed to have an off day.
That makes you just reminded me about what a conversation I had with one of the mothers who said, apparently women are not allowed to be sick.
No, but we don't give ourselves that enough grace, I think. As women generally, we feel we've got to be this perfect human being, this perfect mom. Especially as a single mom, like we said, because of how harshly society judges us, we then feel we have to be
the pressure. So it brings the pressure to be the best, to be the best parent, to be the perfect parent, or the perfect mother, or the perfect father.
And the guilt. Get rid of the guilt.
Oh, yeah.
Because we feel guilty for if our child doesn't score A star in maths, it's got to be my fault. If I was better, the child would be doing better. If our child is not the best on sports day, it's my fault. If I had done more, the child would. No. Get rid of the guilt.
But how? How do you get rid of the guilt?
How? It's that's a good question. But it's part of that talking to yourself. I'm a woman of faith, so I'm going to go there.
Yes. There.
Sometimes in the Bible, you hear David speaking to his soul.
Yeah.
Speaking to his soul. Do that. Speak to your soul. Speak to yourself. One of the practical things I used to do, by the early stage of my journey, which was when it was really tough and I had to start speaking to myself, was on my mirror, I wrote there in red, felt, that I am a daughter of God I am loved, I'm accepted, I'm not rejected. I wrote down all the positive affirmations against the negative thoughts that I used to have. So that every day standing there getting ready, I'm seeing who I am. Not who the world says I am. Not who society says I am. Not who even I think I am. But seeing myself as God sees me. You know. And that's the only way you can get rid of the guilt. Stop judging yourself. Because you're the one joining the world in judging yourself guilty.
That one.
You're not guilty. You know. And just, yeah.
Wow. And I guess let's talk about you being a pastor's child and then becoming a single mother.
Ooh, yes.
Check out that judgment.
From an African setting. At that beach.
Check out
because that makes it all different.
Yeah.
You know.
How did you handle that?
Well, I remember going home. My family are all in Nigeria. And when, fortunately or unfortunately, my mom was here when the whole thing kicked off. So she saw the early start of the breakdown of the whole relationship. You know, and then had to go home when I made the decision that this is not going to get fixed. And I need to move on. You know, that for my own sake and for my kids, for my children's sake. And I just went home and called the family meeting and said to them, well, this is the situation. This is what I'm thinking of doing. You know. And there was a lot of discussion around the table and, you know, some people's opinion were like, what was the quote that I was given? Carrying the cross. That's, you know, this is the cross God is giving you. You just have to bear the cross. And I remember saying to that family member that actually Christ Jesus carried the cross, so I don't have to.
Exactly.
I don't have to. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's about me and my children.
Yeah.
And I had to make the decision based on that. But I must say that after that discussion, my family were very, very supportive. I do have an rather unusual family, if I may say so, considering the African setting. My family has always been very loving and supportive. You know, so they rallied around and I said, well, yeah. You know, if you feel you've thought about it, you've looked at the pros and cons, we'll back it.
Yeah.
And they did.
You didn't judge yourself. I think for me that's where I had a lot of problems there. I think I judged myself quite harshly because, you know, when you're growing up and you're like, this is how I'm expected to be. I'm expected to do this. I'm expected, mostly, you know, there is that pastor's child syndrome. Or whatever you call it. You are expected to be a perfect child. You're expected to be, you know, the community cannot see, like you cannot do mistakes because you're a pastor's child. Then the standard is just so, I don't know if it's so high.
It is.
And it's not just the community judging you, you're also judging yourself.
I think for me
so many years to stop judging myself. I would think. But yeah,
I guess for me, part of the advantage I had is, like I said earlier on, I didn't grow up with my parents. I grew up with my aunt.
Okay.
So I didn't wear fully that whole PK's hat.
All right.
That kind of situation. And my aunt, who was my dad's younger sister, was very much ahead of her times. In the way she thought and the way she raised me up, you know. And she always raised me up to be that it's not about others, it's about you. In the sense that whatever decision you make for your life, it's going to impact on you. You know, you have to be able to live with it. Will you wake up 5 years down the line and look in the mirror and think, yes, I made the right decision? You know, and not letting other people shape you into who you're not. And I think that's what a lot of PKs go through. You know, we let the whole weight of, oh, because you're a PK, you have to be perfect, then shape Yeah, and that's why you find a lot of pastors' kids, sorry, when I say PKs, when they are grown, they rebel.
Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of them walk away from the faith because it's suddenly like, if it's impossible to live out that thing. So
maybe let's talk to the pastors out there. Maybe let's talk to them now, because I know this subject has changed, but let's talk to them and say, you know what? If you're the pastor, I am not the pastor. The child is not the pastor.
Exactly.
The child is not the pastor. Okay? So we don't need to carry the cross with you. You carry your cross or carry your responsibilities as you want to have them. But let the children be children.
Yes.
Like all these expectations, let them stop putting too much expectations on their children. Because honestly, I've seen lots of them.
Yeah.
They go the other way.
Yeah. As the first chance they get.
Most of them. Few of them stick and want to be pastors as well, or want to do that same thing, carry on the father's ministry.
Yeah.
But others are like, I've seen that journey. I don't really want to go down that route. Yeah.
But having said that, though, a lot of kids eventually do come back. And I guess that's what the Bible says, that if you train up a child in the way they will grow, when they are grown, they will not depart. You find that a lot will rebel, do everything, or the opposite of everything they've been brought up to believe, But when the hard times come, who do they have to fall back on?
They know that God is there. They know who their father is.
Exactly.
But
they just didn't need to go through that hard journey to find it, unfortunately.
Yeah. But so let's not to be too hard on the kids.
No.
Let's just allow them to be children. Allow them to go through their own journey. Find Christ for themselves.
Yes,
which most of them have. We all had to go through that journey too. You find Christ for yourself, not for your parents. Yeah, let's talk about mentoring.
Okay.
I know you've been a mentor for different people. How speak to someone who wants to be a mentor?
Oh wow. Okay. I don't know if it's a case of wanting to be a mentor or a case of
how do they
finding yourself as a mentor.
How do you get to that point?
Well, let's just say that there are two types of mentorship. There's the formal and the informal. For me, the informal was within my group of friends. I have 3 very close friends that the 4 families have sort of meshed together and been support. They are my support network. Both in my single parenting journey and in my fostering journey, they are my support network. So the kids have grown up in proximity to each other and grown up as siblings. They refer to themselves as siblings, cousins, their whole African cousins thing.
I know.
But within that group, I found myself being like a mentor to the daughter of one of the families.
Okay.
Because you know what it is like. Sometimes you can't talk to your mother about certain things, but it's easier to talk to a big sister or an aunt or something. So that's the informal mentoring. And same way, my daughter would speak to one of the aunts rather than speak to me. We went through that phase where she would, rather go to someone else than come to me. I like to think that now she's older, she's an adult, and we still laugh about it. Now we can talk closer. But it's just, that's the informal mentoring. Being available. That's the key thing. Make yourself available to the people in your life so that they feel free to come to you. You can't be a mentor and be judgmental. That is really, really important. Don't judge. And I think that's what makes it easier in the informal situation, because my niece knows that I won't judge her. No matter what she says, I won't judge her. I might think it, but I won't say it. It won't pass my lips. Because don't forget, if you come down hard on them, then they won't come back. You know, they'll feel judged.
True.
So it's very, very important. And then the formal setting, which is what I do with the church, is I was asked if I would, you know, I guess to do with the whole walk with me thing, or, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know what they saw in me, I didn't know. But I was asked, and the first time I was asked, we were talking about capacity. I said to them at the time, I can't. You know, I said, I'll think about it, and I thought, I really don't have the room, I don't have the space, you know. So I didn't. And then when things changed in my life and I found that actually certain events happened and made me take a step back and rethink and think, okay, God is creating room in my life for certain things. So I cut back my hours from full-time to 3 days a week. And that opened up doors for me to do other things that I wanted to do. And mentoring was one of the things that at that point they came back again to say, oh, so would you consider this now? And I prayed about it and I thought, why not? You know, my first question was, what does it involve? What does a mentor do? I don't know what a mentor does.
Give advice like you give me.
But you see, you think it's give advice, but it's not. Most of the time I listen to you and you speak your thoughts out, you know, and we analyze it, you know. So I realized, okay, I think I can do that, you know. I remember the first time as well, I said, I was actually looking for a mentor for myself. So that's how I came to do it.
To do that. Yeah, but I think, you know, you're saying you listen to me and then we talk about it. I think the fact that you know that there is someone out there who's got you, that is something really powerful, in my opinion. And then you're like, I think I'll talk to them about this thing and then see what they think. See their thoughts from, you know, from their own point of view. Because sometimes you can come from your own point of view. And you think that's it, that's what it should be. And then when someone else talks to you from their own point of view, I'm like, oh, I actually hadn't seen it like that.
And that's the key thing about the mentorship is opening up other wider viewpoints. You know, so that the person you're mentoring in reaching a decision have considered, just to make sure that they've considered all these other options. You know, like you said, sometimes the mentee might not have thought about those options. I said, okay, cool, that makes sense. Or you might have gone through that and realized, okay, yes, I think I've made the right decision. Yes, I think this is the right path. But it just allows the mentee that opportunity to have like a 360-degree view of whatever the issue is. You know, so a lot of times is being the sound, what's the word?
Soundboard. Soundboard. Wow. Interesting. So since you've mentored me, is there something that you've seen in my life that you think I should never let go of, or anything?
You actually have, how do I put it? You need to trust your own instincts. Because a lot of times you say things to me and I think, why isn't she doing it then? Why haven't you done that? You know? And you just realize that, oh, okay, I didn't know I could do it. Yes, you can. So it's really trusting your own instincts. You have very good instincts. Trusting your own instincts and that self-belief and confidence, you know, because you've got so much going for you, you know. Don't give up on that.
Amen. Thank you so much. Any last words for our parents as we finalize?
Ooh, last words. I don't know. We've talked about so many different things, you know. But yeah, probably what I just said to you about yourself is to trust your instincts, give yourself grace, you know. And know that you're only human. You're only human. But also, never be too proud to own your mistakes with your children. I think that is really important.
Yeah.
You know, if you get it wrong,
Apologize. Yeah.
make good.
Yeah.
You know, but enjoy your kids while you have them
I know, right?
before you blink.
Yeah. Because you mentioned that yours are now adults. They're all grown up.
They're all grown up.
And you can look back now on different things and say this and that and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've had it from the experienced parents. We've had it from the experienced parent, foster parent, all of the above. So thank you so much, Ngozi, for coming, for the wisdom, the words of wisdom. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe to Simply Mums. As always, we're here to empower women, empower mothers, empower families. Until next time, ciao.